Greetings and welcome to Fright Night Flicks, where every night is Fright Night. Today we dive into my favourite horror franchise, the Scream movies. The Scream franchise is a standout in horror because of its clever use of meta-humour and self-awareness. Each film in the series brings a fresh twist to the slasher genre, referencing and playing around with the horror tropes in a unique way. Even though I usually prefer supernatural horror over slashers, there's something about the Scream films that make them irresistible. So get ready to see how each instalment ranks from my least favourite to my absolute top pick. Let's get into it. Kicking off this list at number 6 is Scream 3, which sees Sidney and the gang pulled into Hollywood as a new Ghostface killer targets the cast of the film within a film, Scab 3. While this instalment has its moments, it's my least favourite of the franchise for a few reasons. The film leans heavily into comedy, which I feel like distracts from the tone established in the first two movies. Although I will give it credit, the Hollywood setting and the commentary on the abuse in the film industry is intriguing, but it is just a very uneven script. The dialogue often comes across as clunky and the story seems rushed, like it was pushed out to make more money rather than craft a cohesive narrative.
Not a great plan.
The change in screenwriters is noticeable, and unfortunately didn't benefit the film. However, I can't fault Wes Craven or the casting crew, as their effort is evident. I think if Kevin Williamson wrote this instead of Ehren Kruger, I think it would have been a much stronger entry in this franchise. In 5th place we have Scream 4, which was Wes Craven's final entry in the franchise and arrived 11 years after Scream 3, introducing a new generation of Woodsboro students who become the targets of Ghostface. The film shines with its fresh cast additions and its meta-humour that cleverly addresses remakes and social media. And whilst it does bring some new elements to the table, it falls short in terms of pacing and tension compared to the first movie. The build-ups feel somewhat predictable, and despite Kevin Williams returning to pen the script, the film doesn't really capture the unique charm of the original film. Overall, Scream 4 has its strengths, particularly with its modern updates and cast, but it doesn't quite reach the heights of its predecessors. In 4th place we have Scream 2. Following the success of the first film, Scream 2 takes us to Windsor College in Ohio, where a new Ghostface killer targets Sidney and the other survivors of the Woodsboro Massacre. This sequel is solid, largely due to the engaging script which raised the stakes and delivers some unexpected twists. However, it does somewhat feel like a rehash of the original, just with a college setting. The cast additions are a highlight, particularly Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's one of my favourite actresses. Also, the addition of the Stab film within a film adds a clear layer to the meta commentary and becomes a recurring joke throughout the series. Overall, Scream 2 successfully builds up upon its predecessor, remains a familiar echo of the original formula. My bronze pick for this list is Scream 6. I spoke a lot about in my 2023 favourite list, so I'm just going to keep this one brief. I do like how this film introduces a new setting to this film, moving the action and the Carpenter sisters to New York, where a new Ghostface killer is leaving behind masks from previous murders. I'm pleased with this streak of strong films continuing with this entry. It ups the stakes and tension whilst introducing a new, fresh setting in the urban jungle of New York City. Whilst it's definitely one of my favourite entries in the franchise for its innovation and perspective, I still have a soft spot for the film that came before it. In 2nd place, the 5th Scream movie, titled Scream, but from 2022. I never thought a Scream sequel could live up to the original until I saw this movie. This film brilliantly plays into the meta-humour of legacy sequels and explores nostalgia, whilst also echoing elements from the original movie. The film also introduces a new generation of characters, particularly the Carpenter sisters, Sam and Tara, which is a great highlight as they take centre stage, purported effectively by the original cast, creating a seamless bridge between both eras. The new directors of this film deserve praise for revitalising the franchise, and this film stands as a touching tribute to its original director Wes Craven, and even names a character after him. I am confident that if Wes Craven had watched this film, he would appreciate how it honoured his original work while steering the franchise into a strong direction. This is the film that Scream 4 should have been. And my number one is Scream, the original film from 1996. Yes, it comes at no surprise to you, but this iconic film revolutionised the slasher genre with its unique blend of meta-humour and self-awareness, setting a new standards for horror. The story remains compelling from start to finish with the characters you can't help but love. The cast is both iconic and irreplaceable, and Wes Craven's directing pull you in for an unforgettable experience. Scream not only launched an amazing franchise, but also made a lasting impact on the horror genre as a whole. Its influence and innovation make it a deserving number one on the list. Thank you all for watching. I'm planning to revisit and review all these films once more when Scream 7 finally comes out, which means I might have to do this whole list again. But either way, I've enjoyed discussing my favourite horror franchise with you all. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment on how you'd rank the Scream franchise from your least favourite to favourite. I'll be back with a new video very, very soon, but until then, stay spooky!